So hello everybody, now let's continue with our next section, which is section number 134, which talks about financial statements and board reports. In the section la main idla nariya vishayangal irukku, but main examination point of view la inda nambalku as a professional important enna in the financial reports yaar sign pannu, who are supposed to sign this financial reports abdina the financial statements and consolidated financial statements shall be signed by the chairperson of the company. Company la orthara chairperson abdin solli appoint like Reliance அதுக்கு வந்து முகேஷ் அம்பானி தான் என்னது chairperson. அப்போ financial statements ரெடி ஆனோனே அதை ஃபர்ஸ்ட் யார் சைன் பண்ணணும்? the chairperson of the company if they are authorized by the board. இப்போ நம்ம ரிலையன்ஸ் லிமிடெட்க்கு பார்த்தோம் அப்படின்னா ரிலையன்ஸோட போர்ட் பார்த்தோம் அப்படின்னா ரிலையன்ஸோட board of directors. See, here, Reliance has already appointed a chairman or a chairperson. If there's a chairperson in the company, then the chairperson must sign the financial statements and consolidated financial statements. அப்படி உங்க கம்பெனில chairperson இல்ல அப்படினா in such a case who should sign it? It should be signed by two directors, and அந்த ரெண்டு directorல ensure that one of them is a managing director and it should be signed by a CEO, CFO and company secretary wherever appointed. CEO, CFO, company secretary உங்க கம்பெனில நீங்க வெச்சிருக்கீங்க அப்படினா அப்ப அவங்களும் சைன் பண்ணனும். ரெண்டு directors சைன் பண்றாங்க அப்படினா அதுல ஒருத்தர் என்னவா இருக்கணும்? One should be a managing director. இதே நீங்க OPC in case you are a one person company அப்படினா அதுல ஒரு director சைன் பண்ணா போதும். ரெண்டு director அதுல ஒரு MD அப்படிங்கற அவசியம் கிடையாது. ஒரு director சைன் பண்ணா போதும். And signature பண்ணதுக்கு அப்புறம் what will you do? You will hand over that to the auditor for audit and reporting so that the auditor can do his checking and he can do the reporting. அப்படினா மேம் financial statements chairperson என் கம்பெனில இருந்தாங்கன்னா chairperson சைன் பண்ணுவாங்க. In the absence of a chairperson we will get it signed from the director, two directors, out of one of them should be a managing director. In case my company has a CEO, CFO or my company has a company secretary அப்படினா I will get it signed from those people also. But இதே நான் ஒரு one person company na ஒரு director sign பண்ணாலே அது ரொம்ப it's more than sufficient, right? அதுக்கு அப்புறம் நான் இந்த சைன் பண்ணதுக்கு அப்புறம் அந்த financials எடுத்து யார்கிட்ட கொடுத்துருவேன்? I'll hand it over to the auditor so that they can perform their audit and do their audit reporting. இது வந்து financial statementsக்கு. இதே மாதிரி there's one more called board report. board discuss பண்ற items எல்லாம் we'll write it in the board report. board report யார் sign பண்ணும் அப்படினா it's more or less a little similar. Here also in case your company has a chairperson, the chairperson should sign the board report. Otherwise two directors can sign, out of which one person should be a managing director and CEO, CFO, company secretary sign பண்ணனும்ங்கற அவசியம் இல்ல. Read it. CEO, CFO, company secretary do not sign in the board report. They have to sign in the financial statements and console, but they need not sign in the board report, right? So main in the particular section la questions varadu in the topic la irundha who can sign. So make sure that you look at it very quickly. Adukaprom is the director's responsibility statement, right? Director's responsibility statement la enna eluduvanga appadina directors, they are the one who are responsible for the day to day management of the company. Avanga naanga இந்த வருஷம் இது எல்லாமே கம்ப்ளை பண்ணோங்கத எழுதி கொடுக்கணும். என்னத்த ஒரு டைரக்டர் கம்ப்ளை பண்ணனும்னா he must ensure that the annual accounts are prepared as per applicable accounting standards. அந்த கம்பெனிக்கு இந்தேஸ் அப்ளிகபிளா, ஏஎஸ் அப்ளிகபிளா, எது அப்ளிகபிளோ அதுபடி தான் financial statements prepare ஆயிருக்குங்கத ஒரு டைரக்டர் இது என்னோட ரெஸ்பான்சிபிலிட்டி, நான் இதை என்ஷூர் பண்ணிருக்கேங்கிறது டைரக்டர்ஸ் ரெஸ்பான்சிபிலிட்டி ஸ்டேட்மெண்ட்ல எழுதணும். and இன்னொரு பாயிண்ட் அக்கவுண்டிங் ஸ்டாண்டர்ட்ஸ்க்கு ரிலேட்டடா அவர் என்ன எழுதணும்னா there is no material departure. நாங்க ஸ்டாண்டர்ட் சொன்ன எதையுமே டிபார்ட் பண்ணல. ஸ்டாண்டர்ட் இந்தபடி அக்கவுண்டிங் பண்ண சொல்லிருக்காங்களா, நாங்க பண்ணிருக்கோம். ஸ்டாண்டர்ட்ஸ் படி ரிசர்வ் கிரியேட் பண்ணுமா, நாங்க பண்ணிருக்கோம். we have not done any material departureங்கறத எழுதி கொடுக்கணும். this is relating to accounting standard. relating to accounting policies they will have to write எங்க தேவையோ நாங்க appropriate accounting policies யூஸ் பண்ணிருக்கோம். accounting policies கன்சிஸ்டன்ட்டா அப்ளை பண்ணிருக்கோம். ஒரு வருஷம் ஒன்னு இன்னொரு வருஷம் அடுத்தது அப்படினு மாத்தாம consistently we have applied the accounting policies. judgments and estimates, accounts nale there will be a lot of judgments and estimates that are involved. Engala judgments and estimate are to be taken, we have used our rational, we have used our prudent and we have taken it. And the financial statements that are prepared give a true and fair view, right? And the next point they will write is we have taken proper care. So the auditor, the directors of the company has taken proper care in 3 items. The 3 items are in maintaining the proper accounting records. Accounting records la 365 days ku ella records ume irukungada they have ensured. Safeguarding the assets of the company, company oda assets protect pandrathu and ensuring that there is no fraud. Okay, prevention and detection of fraud and other irregularities ko naanga work pannirkom. We have taken care of it அப்படினு director அவங்களோட director's responsibility statementல எழுதணும். அடுத்தது அவங்க என்ன எழுதணும் அப்படினா நாங்க prepare பண்ணிருக்க accounts வந்து it's based on the going concern basis principle. That is company will continue in the near futureங்கிற basisல தான் நாங்க என்ன பண்ணிருக்கோம் accounts prepare பண்ணிருக்கோம். And next is internal financial controls. Controls that we have implemented, maker, checker, like that controls that we have implemented are operating effectively. They are adequate controls and they are operating effectively. Right? So this is what a director has to write in the director's responsibility statement. And in case you are a listed company, then there's one more point, there's legal compliance. Directors have devised a proper system to ensure that all the laws are being complied with. For example, PF or ESI, timely payment pandrathu, we have a system that is ensured. We are ensuring that all the provisions of the law has been complied with. Abdina, they have to give a additional point in their director's responsibility statement. Right? But ivlo periya statement you need not prepare in case ivlo periya board report la ivlo items எழுதுது you need not do it in case you are a OPC. ஏனா இருக்குறதே எத்தனை பேர் ஒரே ஒரு மெம்பர் தான். So OPC க்கு ivlo periya board report தேவையில்லை. You can make a abridged, a summary version of the board report if you are a one person company or if you are a small company. நீங்க ivlo periya detailed report ready பண்ணுங்கற அவசியம் இல்ல. A abridged board report will also be sufficient. Next 2 point இங்க என்ன கொடுத்திருக்குனா avoid repetition. For example, disclosure requirements ஏற்கனவே financialsல எழுதிருப்போம். அப்படி financialsல ஏற்கனவே disclosures எழுதிருக்குனா திரும்பி அத board reportல போட்டு board report வலவலன்னு பெருசாக்காம you just mention that இந்த disclosure பத்தி ஏற்கனவே எங்க எழுதிருக்கு financial statementsல எழுதிருக்கு. Where a disclosure is already made in the financial statement, board may simply refer to such disclosure. Page 5ல இது கொடுத்திருக்கு அப்படினு ரெஃபர் பண்ணா போதும். திரும்பி உட்கார்ந்து அத பத்தி எழுதி need not unnecessarily increase the board report's length. And in case there's any policies that you want to mention about, but already those policies are available in the company's website, you need not again write it in the board report and make your board report very big. It's okay. Just in the policy company oda website la irukku அப்படிங்கறத நீங்க அந்த இன்ஃபர்மேஷன் கொடுத்தாலே போதும். திரும்பி அந்த whole policy பத்தி எழுதணும்ங்கற அவசியமே கிடையாது. Right? So this is your entire section number 134. 134 related questions ஐமே டக்குன்னு பார்த்திடலாம். 134 related questions may let's have a look quickly. ரொம்ப ஈஸியா இருக்கும் questions. மெயினா இங்க நான் சொன்னல அந்த யாரு சைன் பண்ணலாம் நம்மளோட financial statements and board report இத பேஸ் பண்ணி தான் நிறைய questions கேட்டிருக்காங்க. Look at the first question. ABC is one person company and it has only one director. ABC company is an OPC and it has only one director. Who shall authenticate the balance sheet and the statement of profit and loss? Who will authenticate? ஒரு director இருந்தா one director பண்ணா போதும். Two director, one should be managing அப்படிலாம் அவசியமே கிடையாது. OPCல ஒரு director sign பண்ணாலே it's more than sufficient. Right? அடுத்த question படிங்க. The board of directors of Vishwakarma Electronics Limited consists of Mr. Ghanshyam, Mr. Haider and Mr. Inderson. Okay, in which Ghanshyam and Haider is a normal director, guys, and this Inderson is a managing director. The company has also employed a company secretary. Company secretary irukanga. The financial statements of the company were signed by Ghanshyam and Haider. இவங்க ரெண்டு பேரும் சைன் பண்ணிருக்காங்க. ஓகேவா? ஆக்சுவலி கிடையாது. we told ஒரு கம்பெனில சேர்பர்சன் இருந்தா சேர்பர்சன் சைன் பண்ணட்டும். சேர்பர்சன் இல்லையா பரவாயில்ல ரெண்டு டைரக்டர் சைன் பண்ணட்டும். ஆனா அந்த ரெண்டுத்துல யாராவது ஒருத்தர் என்னவா இருக்கணும்? மேனேஜிங் டைரக்டர். இங்க ரெண்டு பேருமே சைன் பண்ணவங்க வெறும் டைரக்டர் தான். கன்ஷாம் அண்ட் ஹேதர். நீங்க எப்படி வச்சிருக்கணும்? கன்ஷாம் இந்தர்சன் இல்ல ஹேதர் இந்தர்சன் அப்படின்னு தான் சைன் பண்ண வச்சிருக்கணுமே தவிர ரெண்டு பேருமே they are just the directors. அவங்க சைன் பண்ணா it is not valid. அதை தவிர உங்க கம்பெனில யார் இருக்காங்க? company secretary, CEO, CFO, CS இருக்காங்கன்னா they should also mandatorily sign it. So இவங்க பண்ணது கரெக்டானா? No, what they have done is not correct. Right? Next question பாருங்க. The board of directors of ABC Limited wants to circulate the unaudited accounts before the AGM of shareholders before the AGM of the shareholders of company whether such an act of ABC Limited is tenable. You cannot circulate the unaudited financials reports cannot be circulated, right? You cannot circulate it to the members. Audited financial reports can be circulated, unaudited cannot be circulated. Have a look at this. Altar Limited has on its board 4 people, X, Y, W, X, Y, and Z. In addition, the company also has Mr. D, who is the managing director. அப்போ இவங்கெல்லாம் normal directors, D என்னது managing director. The company also has a full-time company secretary, Mr. Vice. Company secretary இருக்காங்க. The financial statements of the company for the year ended 31st March 2017 were authenticated by 2 directors, Mr. X and Y. Mr. X and Y another normal directors. You have a managing director, then he should have signed. He should be one of those 2 directors. That itself you made a mistake. Second mistake, same like the other question. Company secretary irukanga, company secretary kitte sign vaangno, adu pannala. So have you done it correctly? No, you have not done it correctly. Examine the validity of the authentication. Is the people who signed valid? The answer is no. What would be your answer in case it is a OPC and has only 1 director? Then no problem, 1 director will only sign it. Right? So I think that's all the questions that we have. So we have completed section number 134 as well. I hope with every section you are getting confidence. Idhe mari quickly now we will go to the next section. Adeyum mudichittu slowly we will complete the entire chapter. Let's move on to the next section. The next section that we are going to be discussing is section number 136. இப்போ 136 என்ன சொல்றாங்க அப்படின்னா right of members to copies of the financial statement. இப்போ financial statement, that is P&L, balance sheet, இதெல்லாம் prepare பண்றதுக்கான purpose என்ன? So that I will give it to my stakeholders. ஒரு கம்பெனிக்கு மெயினா யாருப்பா stakeholders? கம்பெனில யாரு காசு போட்டிருக்காங்களோ, shareholders are the first most important parties for a company. அதை தவிர யாரு கம்பெனிக்கு யாரு கடன் கொடுத்திருக்காங்க? Debenture trustees. Correct? So, ivangalku and any other person who is entitled to receive the notice by the general meeting. Okay, based on the general meeting, நம்ம வந்து let's say bank ல இருந்து நம்ம loan வாங்கியிருக்கோம், அந்த பேங்க்குக்கு financials கொடுப்போம் அப்படின்னு சொல்லியிருக்கோம் அப்படின்னா, these people are entitled to receive a copy of the financial statement, right? நீங்க prepare பண்ண அந்த P&L, balance sheet, cash flow statement இவங்களுக்கு you will have to provide it, right? In the financial statements la என்னலாம் வரும், என்னலாம் நீங்க உங்களுக்கு கொடுப்பீங்க as a document அப்படினா financial statement, that is P&L, balance sheet, cash flow, statement of equity, explanatory notes, இதெல்லாம் நம்ம கொடுப்போம். இது தவிர consolidated financial statement, in case you have subsidiaries, joint ventures, associate, then obviously separate financial statement to prepare பண்ணோம். அது தவிர console prepare பண்ணோம். இது prepare பண்ணோம்னா ரெண்டுமே we will give. இது தவிர auditor's opinion will be there in the audit report, அதையும் கொடுக்கணும். And every other document which is required to be attached. Any other document that is required to be attached, you will have to give this document to your members, your debenture trustee, and any other person who is entitled. Yeppa kudupinga, you will give it 21 days before the general meeting. We have already studied in management and administrations section number 101, 21 clear days munadi at least you have to give them the documents, right? And the next thing that they're telling is, can we have a shorter notice? Same thing you have studied in your chapter number 7, management and administration also. Yes, you can have a shorter notice, provided if it's a company having share capital, then majority of the members who are having not less than 95% of the paid up share capital should agree for the same. And if you're a company not having share capital, then not less than 95% of the members who have voting power should tell, okay, we have no problem if it comes even less than 21 days. Ideally, நீங்க minimum 21 days ஆச்சு கொடுக்கணும். But if you're going for a lower period than 21 days, first ask the permission, right? Whose permission I'll ask? That depends on whether you're a company having share capital or your company not having share capital. In case you're a company having share capital, then majority of the members who are having not less than 95% of the paid up share capital should say, okay, we have a no problem even if it comes less than 21 days. Right? And in case you're a company not having share capital, then members who are holding not less than 95% of the total voting power. Now, if you look at a company like Reliance, இப்போ ரிலையன்ஸ் மாதிரி ஒரு கம்பெனில 7 லட்சம் ஷேர் ஹோல்டர்ஸ் இருக்காங்க. ஒவ்வொருத்தருக்கும் இந்த காப்பியை, தட் இஸ் ஒரு ஃபினான்ஷியல் ஸ்டேட்மெண்ட்ஸ்னா அது என்ன ஒரு 2 பேஜுக்கு இருக்க போதா, ஒரு 30 பேஜ் ஃபினான்ஷியல் ஸ்டேட்மெண்ட், ஒரு 10 பேஜ் ஆடிட் ரிப்போர்ட், இவ்வளோத்தையும் ஒவ்வொருத்தருக்கு 7 லட்சம் பேருக்கும் அனுப்பணும்னா இட்ஸ் வெரி டிஃபிகல்ட். ஸோ வி டோல் இன்கேஸ் யூஆர் லிஸ்டட் கம்பெனி, நாங்கள் நீங்கள் செக்ஷன் 136 கம்ப்ளை பண்ணிட்டீங்க அப்படின்னு எப்போ நினைப்போம் அப்படின்னா, நீங்கள் ஒவ்வொருத்தருக்கு பிசிக்கல் காப்பி அனுப்பலனா கூட பரவாயில்ல, காப்பியை உங்கள் ஆஃபீஸில் யூ கீப் இட் ரெடி. Anybody who wants, they can come for inspection 21 days before the general meeting. Right? At least 21 days before the general meeting, you keep it ready in your office. Anybody who wants, they can come for a physical inspection. And நீங்க அவங்களுக்கு வந்து இந்த 30 பேஜ் ஃபினான்ஷியல் ஸ்டேட்மெண்ட், 10 பேஜ் ஆடிட் ரிப்போர்ட் இவ்வளவு அனுப்ப தேவையில்ல. பட் யூ ஹேவ் டு சென்ட் them a statement which has the salient features, important features of the financial statement in form AOC 3. We understand, hey listen, we are Companies Act, we understand that ஒவ்வொருத்தருக்குமே இவ்வளோ பெரிய பெரிய டாக்குமெண்ட் 7 லட்சம் ஷேர் ஹோல்டர்ஸ்க்கு அனுப்புறது, ரிலையன்ஸோட பாதி டைம், எனர்ஜி அண்ட் மணி கோஸ் வேஸ்ட் இன் தட். எங்களுக்கு புரியுது. அதனால தான் நாங்கள் சொன்னோம், நீங்கள் எல்லாருக்கும் அனுப்பலனா கூட பரவாயில்ல, கீப் இட் ஃபிசிக்கலி ரெடி இன் யோர் registered office so that anybody who wants, they can come for inspection. அவங்களுக்கு நீங்க ஃபுல் செட் அனுப்பலனா கூட என்னெல்லாம் இம்பார்ட்டன்ட் ஃபீச்சர்ஸ் அந்த ஃபினான்ஷியல் ஸ்டேட்மெண்ட்லயோ அதையாச்சும் லிஸ்ட் பண்ணி AOC 3ல என்ன பண்ணுங்க, யூ சென்ட் இட் டு த ஷேர் ஹோல்டர்ஸ் அண்ட் த டிபென்ச்சர் ஹோல்டர்ஸ். அண்ட் இஃப் தே ஆர் ஸ்பெசிஃபிக்லி ஆஸ்கிங், இல்ல எனக்கு ஃபுல் செட் தான் வேணும்னா, then you have to send them that. பட் இல்லனா you send them this salient features of the financial statements ஓட summary which will be given in form AOC 3. அண்ட் இதை தவிர இஃப் யூஆர் லிஸ்டட் கம்பெனி, உங்களோட கம்பெனியோட வெப்சைட்லையும் நீங்கள் உங்களோட ஃபினான்ஷியல் ஸ்டேட்மெண்ட்ஸ் அண்ட் கன்சாலிடேட்டட் ஃபினான்ஷியல் ஸ்டேட்மெண்ட்ஸை அவைலபிளாக இருக்கணும். இட் ஷுட் பி ஆல்சோ பிளேஸ்ட் இன் த வெப்சைட் ஆஃப் த லிஸ்டட் கம்பெனி. அண்ட் இன்கேஸ் உங்களுக்கு சப்சிடரிஸ் இருக்காங்க அப்படின்னா, அந்த சப்சிடரிஸோட இண்டிவிஜுவல் ஆடிட்டட் ஃபினான்ஷியல் ஸ்டேட்மெண்ட், ஒவ்வொரு சப்சிடரி தனித்தனியாக ஆடிட் பண்ணிருப்போம்ல, அந்த ஃபினான்ஷியல் ஸ்டேட்மெண்ட்ஸ் கன்சோலும் போடணும். இதை தவிர செப்பரேட் ஆடிட்டட் ஃபினான்ஷியல் ஸ்டேட்மெண்ட் ஆஃப் ஈச் சப்சிடரி is to be placed in the website of the company. What if I have a foreign subsidiary? That also audited financial statement has to be placed in the website. What if na foreign Spainல இருக்கேன், ஸ்பெயின்ல வந்து ஆடிட் பண்ணனும்னே அவசியம் இல்ல, அப்ப நான் எப்படி ஆடிட்டட் போட முடியும்? பரவாயில்ல, ஆடிட்டட் போடாத, unaudited financial statement of that Spain subsidiary நீ என்ன பண்ணு, you have to put it in the website. இந்தியன் கம்பெனினா கண்டிப்பா ஆடிட் நடக்கும், அப்ப ஆடிட்டட போட்டுடு வெப்சைட்ல. ஃபாரின் சப்சிடரி எங்களுக்கு ஆடிட்டே மேண்டேட்டரி கிடையாது அந்த ஊர்ல, பரவாயில்ல, unaudited financial statement அந்த சப்சிடரியோடது என்ன பண்ணு, கம்பெனியோட வெப்சைட்ல போடு. ஸ்பெயின்ல வந்து நான் வந்து ஸ்பானிஷ்ல தான் வந்து ஐ ஹவ் ப்ரிப்பேர்ட் தி ஃபினான்ஷியல் ஸ்டேட்மெண்ட்ஸ் அப்படியே அப்லோட் பண்ணிட்டா அதை யாரால படிக்க முடியும்? கன்வெர்ட் இட், translate it to English and then you will have to upload it. And the company will allow the members and the debenture trustee to inspect the financial statement in the registered office of the company during the business hours. And in the section நீங்க கான்ட்ரிபியூட் பண்ணீங்கன்னா கம்பெனிக்கு ஃபைன் ஆஃப் 25,000 rupees and officer in default க்கு rupees 5,000. Right? So this is your entire section number 136. இதுல ஒரே ஒரு question தான் கேட்டிருக்காங்க in the previous year. Let's quickly look at that question so that we get a clarity. RELM Industries Limited, a company incorporated under the Companies Act 2013, has its shares listed on a recognized stock exchange in India. So that means it is a listed company. One of the subsidiaries of RELM Industries is a foreign company incorporated outside India. அவங்களுக்கு ஒரு foreign subsidiary இருக்கான். In the annual general meeting of the company, RELM Industries has placed its audited financial statement, including consolidated financial statement, on the website. Super, adadam pannirukano. RELM Industries has also placed on its website separate audited accounts of all its subsidiaries located in India. Perfect, adha pannirukano. But they did not place in website the one subsidiary which is a foreign company located outside India, on the ground that such foreign company is not required to get its financial statement audited. அவங்க என்ன சொல்றாங்கன்னா, அவங்க எந்த ஊர்ல இருக்காங்களோ அந்த ஃபாரின் சப்சிடரி எந்த ஊர்ல இருக்கோ அந்த ஊர்ல ஆடிட் பண்ணுங்கிற அவசியமே இல்ல, அதனால தான் நாங்க ஆடிட்டட் ஃபினான்ஷியல் ஸ்டேட்மெண்ட்ஸை பிளேஸ் பண்ணல, அதனால தான் நாங்க ஃபினான்ஷியல் ஸ்டேட்மெண்ட்ஸை பிளேஸ் பண்ணல. பரவாயில்ல, ஆடிட் பண்றது அவசியம் இல்லைனா கூட unaudited financial statements of that foreign subsidiary should be available in your website. ரைட்? இவங்க பண்ணது தப்பா கரெக்டான்னு கேட்டிருக்காங்க. இவங்க பண்ணது அப்சல்யூட்லி தப்பு. மத்ததெல்லாம் கரெக்டா பண்ணிருக்காங்க. கன்சோல பிளேஸ் பண்ணிருக்காங்க, அந்த கம்பெனியோட ஸ்டாண்ட் அலோனை பிளேஸ் பண்ணிருக்காங்க, மத்த சப்சிடரிஸை பிளேஸ் பண்ணிருக்காங்க. ஆனா ஃபாரின் சப்சிடரிஸையும் பிளேஸ் பண்ணிருக்கணும். அவங்களுக்கு ஆடிட் மேண்டேட்டரி இல்லைன்னா கூட பரவாயில்ல, அன்ஆடிட்டட் வெர்ஷனையாச்சும் யூ ஷுட் ஹவ் பிளேஸ்ட் இட் இன் த வெப்சைட். Right, so that is the mistake that they have done. So this ends our section number 136 as well. So now let's move on to the next section, which is section number 137. So the next section that we're going to be reading is section number 137, which is copy of financial statements to be filed with the ROC. இதுக்கு முன்னாடி பச்ச செக்ஷன்ல we studied that financial statement ஓட ஒரு காப்பியை வந்து நம்ம மெம்பர்ஸ்க்கு கொடுக்கணும், டிபென்ச்சர் ஹோல்டர்ஸ்க்கு கொடுக்கணும், அதெல்லாம் ஓகே. பட் அதை தவிர ROC ரெஜிஸ்ட்ரார் ஆஃப் கம்பெனிக்கு ஒரு காப்பி போகணும். That is discussed in section number 137. 137ல they are very clear that financial statements, consolidated financial statement, auditor's report and any other document that is to be given has to be given to the ROC. எப்பத்துக்குள்ள இது ROC கிட்ட கொடுக்கணும் அப்படின்னா, AGMல financial statements adopt ஆயிடுச்சுன்னா அந்த AGMல இருந்து 30 நாளுக்குள்ள you have to give the copy to the ROC. மேம் AGM நடந்தது மேம், ஆனா அதுல financial statements adopt ஆகல அப்படின்னா பரவாயில்ல, adopt ஆகலனாலோ அந்த provisional draft version you have to give it to the ROC within a period of 30 days of the AGM. Let's say the meeting got adjourned due to some reason. It's okay. You could not adopt the financial statement. It's okay. And the draft version, you will have to give it to the ROC within 30 days of the AGM. அப்புறம் அந்த adjourned meeting நடக்கும்ல, அந்த adjourned meetingல adopt பண்ணுவீங்களே, அதுக்கப்புறம் adopted version, அந்த final version, you have to give it to the ROC within the period of 30 days from the date of the adjourned meeting. ஒன்னு ஃபர்ஸ்ட் மீட்டிங் நடக்குது, அதுல பினான்சியல் ஸ்டேட்மெண்ட்ஸ் அடாப்ட் பண்ணல, பரவாயில்ல, அப்போ ப்ரொவிஷனல் காப்பி சப்மிட் பண்ணிடு. அதுக்கப்புறம் அட்ஜர்ன்ட் மீட்டிங் நடக்குது, அட்ஜர்ன்ட் மீட்டிங்ல யூ அடாப்டட் த பினான்சியல் ஸ்டேட்மெண்ட்ஸ்னா அப்போ அந்த ஃபைனல் வெர்ஷனை யூ ஹேவ் டு சப்மிட் டு த ROC within 30 days of adjourned meeting. And what if AGM is not at all conducted? It's okay, still 30 days from the last day on which AGM should have been held. என்னைக்கு AGM நடந்திருக்கணுமோ அந்த டேல இருந்து 30 நாளுக்குள்ள you should submit the copy to the ROC. But because your AGM is not at all held, you should give reasons to the ROC why the AGM could not be held. Right? And in case you are a one-person company, you get a total of 180 days from the end of the financial year to submit this copy to the ROC. Right? And what are the forms that you will use for filing the financial statement? In case it's a normal financial statement, it's AOC 4. Consolidated financial statements, it's AOC 4 CFS. If it's NBFC, which is following in this, which wants to submit its normal financial statements, then it is AOC 4 NBFC in this. If it's a NBFC which is following in this, which wants to submit its consolidated financial statement, then it is AOC 4 CFS NBFC in this. These are the different form numbers that you'll have to remember that they use to submit this copy of financial statement. And in case you come under any of these companies, that is you are either a listed company or you are an Indian subsidiary of a listed company, or you are a company having a paid up share capital of more than or equal to 5 crore or turnover of more than or equal to 100 crore, or you are a company which prepares its financial statement based on INDAS, in any such case, your AOC should be in XBRL form. What is XBRL? Extensible Business Reporting Language. Your AOC 4 should be in XBRL, right? In case you're a listed company, Indian subsidiary of a listed company, company having paid up share capital of more than or equal to 5 crores or turnover of more than or equal to 100 crores, and company which is preparing the financial statements under INDAS. But remember, if you are the following company, that is your NBFC, housing finance, banking, insurance, XBRL reporting is not required for you. And who is responsible that these copies are being submitted? It is the responsibility of the managing director. It is the responsibility of the chief financial officer. And in case you don't have a managing director or a chief financial officer, then any other person who is authorized by the board. If there's nobody that is authorized by the board, you don't have a managing director, you don't have a CFO also, then all the directors of the company will be responsible. Ma'am, what if I have a foreign subsidiary? Foreign subsidiary's financial should also be submitted to the ROC. If it is audited, then that audited financial statement, which is in English. If it in some other language, you have to translate it to English and then submit it. Ma'am, what if it's the audited financial statement of a foreign subsidiary, but I don't have to get it audited because Spain law audit is not required. It's okay. Unaudited version translated in English should be submitted to the ROC. And if you do any default in this section, for the company it is 10,000 standard plus rupees 100 per day of default that continues, which is a maximum which can go up to 2 lakhs. And for Officer in default, it is 10,000 standard plus 100 per day for every day of default, which can go up to a maximum of 50,000. This is your entire section 137. Now let's quickly have a look at all the questions of section 137. Look at the first question. Form Limited is engaged in the business of manufacturing shoes for kids. It is required to hold the AGM for the financial year ending 31st March 2024 by 30th September 2024. However, due to internal disputes among the directors, the company was unable to convene the AGM by the due date. Explain the relevant provisions with respect to filing of financial statements. It's okay, you could not keep the AGM. Very well, fine. But from the last date on when AGM is to be kept, from that within 30 days, you have to submit to the ROC a copy of your financial statement along with the reasons why AGM could not be held. Next is a Housing Finance Limited. A Housing Finance Limited is a housing finance company having a paid-up share capital of 11 crores and turnover of 145 crores during the financial year 2023-24. Explain with reference to the relevant provisions and rules whether it is necessary for A Housing Finance Limited to file its financial statement in XBRL mode. XBRL mode is applicable in case you are a listed company or you are Indian subsidiary of a listed company or you have a paid up share capital of equal to or more than 5 crores and turnover of equal to or more than 100 crores. Right? Or you are a company which is following in this. If you fall under any of these categories, you have to do XBRL reporting. But in case you are a housing finance company, non-banking financial company, banking company or insurance company, you are exempted. In the given case, though for this A Housing Finance Limited, their paid up share capital is exceeding 5 crores, their turnover is exceeding 100 crores, but because they are a housing finance company, they are exempted from the XBRL reporting. Right? Explain the following as per the provisions of the Companies Act 2013. Who shall sign the board report? The board report is generally signed by the chairperson if it is there, if he is there, or it is signed by 2 directors, out of which one of them should be a managing director, and it should be signed by the CEO, CFO, or company secretary if your company has one. Right? So that is for question number 1. Question number 2, filing of financial statement with the registrar when AGM is not held. If AGM is not held, okay, from the last date when the AGM should have been held, 30 days from the last date when the AGM should have been held, you should submit a copy of your financial statements to the ROC along with reasons of why the AGM could not be held. Vandana Limited, based in India, has many subsidiaries in India and outside India. It also had associates and joint ventures. For the purpose of finalization of CFS of the company for the year ended 31st March 2024, the company's management requested its foreign subsidiary based out in Italy to provide its standalone financial statement. The Italian subsidiary prepares its financial statements in the local language of the country, and the same is provided to the Indian parent company as unaudited, as the audit is not required by Italian subsidiary company. Please advise how the Indian parent should deal with the same. So, though they do not have to do an audit, that's absolutely okay, but the unaudited version should be called off, okay, and that should be put in the company's website. And because they have given it in Italy, you make sure you convert it, you translate it to English and then put it in the company's website. Sorry. Next is the AGM of R Limited for laying annual accounts thereat for the year ended 31st March 2024 was not held. What remedy is available with the company regarding the compliance of provision of section 137 for filing the copies of financial statements? No problem. 30 days from when the AGM should have been held, you should submit a copy to the ROC along with reasons on why the AGM could not be held. Will it make any difference in case the annual accounts were duly laid before the AGM held on 27th September, but the same were not adopted? Then you have to submit from 27th September. Within 30 days, you have to submit the provisional copy to the ROC. And when the adjourned meeting is kept and when it is finally adopted, then the adopted version should also be given to the ROC within 30 days of the adjourned meeting. Right, so that's all the questions related to section number 137. So we are almost towards the end of the chapter, completed this. Let's move on to the next section, section 138. Moving on to section number 138, the last section that we have in this particular chapter before we do CSR, obviously, right? Is section number 138, internal audit. In the internal auditing, except for your statutory audit, for your internal controls and your day-to-day functioning, you're also supposed to do one more audit called internal audit. Ana idu ella companyume pannanungra avasiyam illa. Detailed what is internal audit is taught to you in your group 2 audit subject, but here more or less we are going to see who are required to do internal audit. Internal auditingகிறது எந்த கம்பெனி எல்லாம் பண்ணணுங்கிறது தான் நம்ம கம்பெனிஸ் ஆக்ட்ல பார்க்க போறோமே தவிர இன்டர்னல் ஆடிட்ல என்ன நடக்கணும் அதுல எதெல்லாம் பார்க்கணுங்கிறது இஸ் டிஸ்கஸ்ட் இன் யோர் group 2 audit. Okay, so internal audit யாரெல்லாம் பண்ணனும்னா every listed company. If you are a listed company, you have to mandatorily get your internal audit done. If you are not a listed company, let's say you are a unlisted public company, but if you fulfill any of these conditions, what are these conditions? Your paid up share capital is equal to or more than 50 crores. Your turnover is equal to or more than 200 crores. Your outstanding loans and borrowings are more than 100 crores. If in your book it's wrongly printed greater than or equal to, make sure that you cut it off and it's only greater than. Okay, your loans, your outstanding loans and borrowings is greater than 100 crores or your outstanding deposits is equal to or greater than 25 crores abdina. If any of these, like you meet any one condition, you are an unlisted public company, you are required to appoint a internal auditor and you are required to get your internal audit done. And in case you are a private company and your turnover is equal to or more than 200 crores, your outstanding loans or borrowings are more than 100 crores, you are required to get your internal audit done. That means if you are a listed company, there's no numerical limit for you. Mandatorily, you have to get your internal audit done. In case you are an unlisted public company abdina, in that case your paid up share capital is equal to or more than 50 crores, your turnover is equal to or more than 200 crores, outstanding loans or borrowings are more than 100 crores, and your outstanding deposit is equal to or more than 25 crores abdina, you're required to get your internal audit done. If you are a private company, your turnover is equal to or more than 200 crores, your outstanding loans and borrowings are more than 100 crores, you're required to get a internal audit done. Right? And who can be appointed as an internal auditor? An internal auditor can be a firm, an individual, or a body corporate. They can be employee of the company. They need not be employee of the company also. They may or may not be employee. There's no concept of independence requirement in case of a internal auditor, right? They can be employees of the companies also. There is no problem. It can be, their qualification can be CA, CMA, or any other professional as the board may decide. So your internal auditor can be an individual, a firm, or a body corporate. By qualification, they can be a CA, CMA, or any other professional at the board may decide. They may be employees of the company or they may not be employees of the company. This is your entire section 138, which is for appointment of internal auditors, right? Let's quickly have a look at the questions and then let's continue, right? Just a second. Let's quickly have a look at the questions. Yes. Yes, section 138, internal auditor. First one, the Companies Act 2013 prescribes certain classes of unlisted public company to appoint internal auditor. What is that? So in case you are an unlisted public company, your paid up share capital is equal to or more than 50 crores, your turnover is equal to or more than 200 crores, your outstanding loans and borrowings are more than 100 crores, and your outstanding deposits are equal to or more than 25 crores. In that case, you have to appoint a internal auditor. Very simple, a very straightforward question. X Limited is a listed company having a paid up share capital of 25 crores and a turnover of 100 crores. The company secretary advised the board that they are not required to appoint an internal auditor as they do not meet the paid up share capital and turnover condition. You tell me, for listed company, is there any condition? No. Listed company, whatever your threshold is, whatever your turnover is, whatever your paid up capital is, mandatorily you have to get a internal audit done. So here what the company secretary is saying is incorrect. Okay, the advice of the company secretary is incorrect. Natraj Limited is an unlisted public company having a paid-up share capital of 80 crores during the preceding financial year 16-17. The turnover of the company was 110 crores for the same period. Referring to the provision, discuss whether they are required to appoint an internal auditor. The answer is yes, because paid-up share capital is equal to or more than 50 crores. What are the qualifications of an internal auditor? Internal auditor can be a firm, an individual, or body corporate. By qualification, they can be a CA, CMA, or any other professional as may be decided by the board. They may or may not be the employee of the company. Right, and the next one is PQR Limited operates as a manufacturing company generating a turnover of PQR Private Limited. So Private Limited, two conditions are there, right? Turnover and borrowings. Turnover should be greater than or equal to 200 crores. Borrowings or outstanding loan should be greater than 100 crores. PQR Private Limited operates as a manufacturing company generating a turnover of 150 crores. Their turnover is 150 crores and outstanding loan of 75 crores from a public financial institution solely in the previous financial year. With a total loan availed of 110 crores, but 35 crores were repaid during the same year. அப்படினா போன வருஷத்துல லோன் எடுத்தது 110 கோடி ஆனா அதுல 35 கோடி நீ ரீபே பண்ணிட்ட by the year end. Do we care about how much you repaid? No. At any given point of time during the previous year, if you cross the threshold, you are required to get internal audit. At one given point of time, was there outstanding loans and borrowings 110? Yes. Whether they repaid it by the end of the year, they brought the limit down, we don't care about it. At any given point of time, did their borrowings exceed 100 crores? Yes. So they are required to appoint the internal auditor. Okay, the CEO is believing that the company is not required to comply with the provisions of internal auditor. The CEO is incorrect. They have to appoint a internal auditor, right? So that is the question. And the last question of section 138 is Kim Private Limited was incorporated on 30th September 2016. It has a paid up share capital of 45 crores. It's a private limited company. So two conditions, turnover and borrowings. The company had a borrowing of 250 crores for the financial year 1920. The accounts manager of the company has intimated to the company that they are required to appoint an internal auditor for 2020-21. The management of the company have approached you to advise them about the appointment of the internal auditor. What will be your advice? You will tell yes, because for private company the conditions are to turnover greater than or equal to 200 crores, borrowings greater than 100 crores. You have exceeded it, so you have to appoint an internal auditor, right? So that is what we are going to be saying. So you are required to appoint the internal auditor. So that's your entire section 138. Next, let's move on to the last section and the most important section of the chapter, corporate social responsibility, CSR.